All right, so this movie starts with Simi, who's a bit on the heavier side, heading to her Aunt Claudia's isolated place for Easter. Claudia is this super intense nutritionist who's written tons of books about healthy eating and taking care of yourself. Simi tells her aunt she's visiting because she never sees her, but then Claudia's all, "How long are you staying?" Simi says a week, and Claudia's like, "Nope, you gotta leave before Easter. We celebrate alone." Simi's a bit confused, but whatever. Claudia tells her to crash in her son Philip's room. Simi immediately calls her mom because, get this, her real reason for visiting is to learn how to lose weight and be beautiful like other girls. At dinner that night, we meet Philip and Claudia's new husband. Philip's original dad died, so Claudia remarried. Simi notices the husband totally doesn't like Philip. Claudia, though, is super sweet to Philip, giving him small pieces of meat. Simi also notices that only she and Philip are actually eating. Claudia and her husband are just sitting there. Later that night, Simi's stressing about her weight, which, is why she's there. Philip is a total jerk to Simi in the room, not wanting her there. Claudia comes in, kisses Philip goodnight, and checks his phone before leaving. The next morning, Simi goes for a walk in the forest and sees a creepy hut with a bag inside. She shrugs it off and heads home. After her shower, she sees Claudia's husband working out, and she's totally shocked by how fit he is for his age. He looks super young. Simi goes to her room and sees Claudia putting away her stuff, and Claudia finds one of her own books in Simi's bag. She's happy and asks if Simi read it. Simi says she's read all of them. That evening, Simi notices Claudia and her husband are super worried because Philip is gone. They call the police and then go looking for him. They find him pretty quickly in the nearby forest, and Claudia is so relieved. That night, Claudia offers to help Simi lose weight. She cooks up this delicious-looking dinner, but she only serves it to Philip. She tells Simi, if you want to lose weight, you can't eat anything for the next 4 days. Simi's totally shocked. She wasn't ready for such an intense diet. She also notices Philip seems constantly scared. Simi goes to throw away the leftovers, and she's so tempted to taste them, but she resists. Claudia even checks her weight before bed, telling her she'll check it daily, and Simi has to follow the rules if she wants to be pretty. Simi promises to listen, and Claudia's happy. That night, Simi gets into bed and finds a dead rat, which totally freaks her out. She calls Claudia, who cleans it up. But Simi's too scared to sleep in that bed, thinking Philip did it, because she always sees him with a knife and the rat's head was cut off. So she decides to sleep on the sofa. As she's getting her bedding, she runs into Claudia's husband, who tells her she looks good as she is and shouldn't lose weight. Simi's not into it and ignores him. 3 days pass like this, and Simi hasn't eaten in 2 days. She sees Philip eating breakfast, and she's starving but can't eat because she promised. Then Claudia calls Simi into a room, angry because she found a chocolate wrapper in Simi's bag. "You broke the rules," Claudia yells. Simi denies it, saying Philip must have put it there. Claudia's like, "Okay, I'll give you one more chance, but no more mistakes or I won't help you." Later, Simi sees Philip and he's injured. Claudia is steaming his face, and it looks like he got hit in the eye. When Simi asks, Claudia says he just fell down the stairs. Simi suspects Claudia's husband beat him, but Philip stays silent, so Simi can't ask him. That night, only Philip eats dinner, and Simi just watches. Claudia gives Simi an amulet telling her to kiss it whenever she's hungry, and then she won't feel hungry anymore. After the rat incident, Simi always slept on the sofa, but tonight Claudia tells her to sleep in her room because Claudia has some work to do. Claudia's writing a book, and Simi asks if she can see it. Claudia says no, not yet, because it has strange things normal humans can't understand. We find out later why her book stopped selling. Simi goes to her room, but she can't sleep because she's so hungry. She goes to the fridge for food, but it's empty. Then Claudia's husband comes in and starts acting creepy towards Simi. She grabs a knife and injures him. But then she wakes up. It was just a dream. When she wakes up, she opens the fridge, and it's full of food, and it's morning. Philip eats alone, as usual, and Simi thinks, I'm not eating to lose weight, but why don't Claudia and her husband ever eat? They never seem hungry. It's been 5 days since Simi ate. Today, Claudia's husband is going hunting, and Claudia asks him to take Philip. Simi sees them and asks if she can join. Claudia's husband is fine with taking the kids. So they go hunting. Philip isn't great at it, but he still manages to hunt a rabbit. When he goes to check it, the rabbit's still alive and suffering. Claudia's husband gives Philip a knife and tells him to put it out of its misery. Philip gets scared and panicky, so Simi steps in and kills the rabbit. Back home, Simi asks Philip why he's always scared and if his dad ever beat him. Philip says he's not scared of his dad, but of his mom, because she's trying to harm me. Simi's like, no way, your mom's good, why would she hurt you? Philip insists she just pretends to be nice. Simi goes to Claudia and asks why Philip thinks bad things about her. Claudia starts crying and tells Simi that Philip isn't mentally well, he constantly runs away, and the police don't even help anymore because he's done it so many times. That's why he hates her. Simi tries to comfort Claudia and goes back to her room to sleep. Claudia comes in to say goodnight to Philip, as always, and after she leaves, Philip tells Simi, "See, she hates me, and one day she'll kill me." Simi just ignores him, thinking he's crazy. In the morning, Simi sees Claudia burying something. When Simi checks, she finds a doll with Philip's picture. Simi is totally shocked and calls her mom, telling her everything. Her mom says Claudia believes in black magic, but she can't actually harm anyone. Just then, Claudia appears behind Simi and Simi hangs up. Simi's having really strange thoughts, so she decides to look at the book Claudia is writing. She's horrified. It's full of dark magic, disturbing stuff, even describing rituals using and consuming their own children. Simi is freaking out and wants to leave right away. Then one day, Simi sees Claudia beating Philip while serving him food. She feels super weirded out and can't stand to be there another minute. She makes a plan with Philip, telling him she stole the gate key. Philip says they'll escape at 6 a.m. Simi goes to sleep. When she wakes up, it's 8 a.m., Philip is gone, and the gate is open. She thinks Philip escaped alone. Meanwhile, Claudia's husband comes in and asks if she wants to go home. She says yes, she wants to leave. He tells her to pack her stuff and he'll take her to her mom. Simi texts Philip one last time asking where he is. Philip sends her a picture of his finger like he's teasing her. Simi gets furious, thinking Philip is crazy and that Claudia was right about him. So, she changes her mind and goes to Claudia, deciding to stay until Easter. Claudia is happy Simi obeyed her. Simi has been starving for days. Now it's Easter Day. Claudia and her husband have set up a table outside with candles and everything. Claudia brings out meat, and Claudia, her husband, and Simi all eat. Simi hasn't eaten in days, so the food tastes amazing. After dinner, Simi goes to bed but can't sleep. She looks under the bed and finds Philip's knife, which he always carried. She feels weird and looks at the picture Philip sent her again. She zooms in and sees it's a picture of the farmhouse, and there's a hammer in it too. Simi realizes she's seen all this before and thinks Philip is hiding in the farmhouse. She goes there, calls Philip, and her suspicion is right. He's there, but he's dead. Half his body's cut up, and the meat they just ate for dinner was Philip's meat. Simi completely loses it. Just then, Claudia's husband shows up. He tries to calm her, saying, "It's no big deal, I'll take you home and you'll forget everything." That's when Simi realizes he's in on it too. She injures him with the knife she has and runs for it. He chases her with a gun, yelling to Claudia that Simi is running. Simi's crying and running into the forest with Claudia right behind her, trying to make her understand. Simi reaches the hut she saw at the beginning of the movie, the bag she saw earlier that had gasoline in it. Claudia tries to trap her and kill her. But Simi, being clever, splashes the gasoline on Claudia and sets her on fire. Simi somehow runs to her car, where Claudia's husband is suffering from his injury. He gives Simi his gun and begs him to kill him, but Simi refuses. She wants him to suffer, saying they deserve it. The movie ends by revealing that Claudia worshipped devilish powers and was part of a cult that had a ritual to eat their own children. Claudia believed Philip would become immortal by being consumed, as he was now part of their bodies. The story concludes by saying Claudia truly believed all this, and belief can make people do unimaginable things, but evil deeds always lead to tragic ends, as seen with Claudia and her husband. What a wild ride.